Hello everyone. So we are in my actual new house right now with Mike. And maybe you remember actually in our channel we published his interview probably like 15 or 16 months ago. Since then actually he manages different type of projects. He also uses actually our methods that we call usually as the Koray or the Koray framework lately to gather everything that I distributed to around through the years, over 500,000 words and over 130 different websites for different timelines. Today he will actually show just one of the results that he got with the latest core update that he is actually managing. It's just keep increasing. And I guess it's a small business website. I know it exactly. You can actually tell.
Yeah, so
if it is not NDA protected or something.
Of course, I can go a bit into detail. It is in the asset management industry. So it has a lot of angles to cover. It is like a real business. There's people going there to work. There's a place with a lot of people with skills. So it's a real thing. It has vehicles, and yeah, it's something that,
When you say the asset management, what do they do exactly?
So asset management, it's what they do. It's a part of the business process, and companies hire them to, at the end of the life cycle of the product, of an IT product, you can't, in the US, you can't just throw it away because
I remember there are some different type of rules.
Exactly.
For them, yeah.
And they come in and make sure all the regulations is followed, everything works legal, and they take the products and they try to recycle it, make sure the data is anything on the hard disk or everything is securely deleted. So everything for
okay, so it's very, very niche, very unique industry, I can tell.
Yes, it's a very unique, and it has this unique angle because there's not a lot of searches inside the industry. It's very small. So you usually want to go wider for the queries, and you pick a more, okay, how do we do this like for a normal user? Because a normal user also has at home the same problems, which actually has more queries than the niche.
So did you find a kind of query template to follow to cover all these things and to increase your topical coverage, or did you focus on different type of templates or unique type of topics to bring them to a same context?
So I found multiple, like I made 4 or 5 general templates, and they all close to the main point, which is the setting of the service. Someone calls them, hey, I need the servers, the data centers disposed of. And to do that, there are an angle with tutorials, how to do the specific for a server, for a computer, for every type. Because there are multiple types of components.
So I will ask a question. If you would like to outrank the website that actually you just created, so you need to make something different, and you say that you go wider, would you go deeper for every web page that you created, or would you create also some, let's say, informational pages as well? Or would you translate your website to the other languages for a higher level of historical data to convince the search engine? Or would you just play with the links mainly after publishing the entire network? When I links, I mean external links.
A fast way to test, I would be interested to see if in Spanish it works, since we're talking about the United States. I'm confident there may be a subsection of the population that searches the exact same thing in Spanish.
So basically, same topic, same region, different language, and you gather more historical data from the same topic to increase your authority through the time. So this will be good enough to outrank this website in this case.
That would be one of the things that's fast to implement. The other one would be, another thing fast would be images. I would advise the images to be topically created to contain the exact, like,
unique visuals as well.
Unique visuals to contain the headers inside the article, to contain the logo.
Basically writing text on the image, I guess you mean? Yeah.
Yes, in a clear way.
Do you use also the image captions, like a small text just under the image to describe the connection of image to the text?
Yeah, I would do that as well to describe the image. Basically, because what you do usually, there's someone going into a building and taking the computer apart, and it would help to visualize. It would help to have, since the company has people with logos on their actual clothes, they have caps with with the brand logo, it would help they actually show it on the camera. Hey, the guy with the brand logo is carrying the computer away.
Okay, but how about this? So let's say this is the page that you actually created, and this is the addition to that.
Yeah.
And let's say I am your competitor, and these are the texts that you have on your page. How I should actually order these grapes? What would you actually change on page level first? Would you change the order of the sentences, order of components? Or would you add more definitions maybe? Or would you add different type of comparisons? Would you also create an informational section for the assets that you are managing? So, or do you think that these will be helpful? Or do you believe that actually any competitor can't do something further to outrank the website? Because when you create a website with a topical map, if there is a competitor, if they use the same methodology, they will need to enrich the connections. So what would you add to these pages if you would like to outrank yourself?
A very good question. The first thing I would do, I would try to give. So what I would do is, since this is a technical topic, I would try to find from the existing answers, the existing text, finding the facts, proof of those facts. Since we're talking about computers, there's usually facts, logic, like according to what person, perspective, because there's reglementation and laws that are very complicated to understand.
How about maybe, since these are also service pages in a way, so would you also add maybe your service reviews into these pages as well?
Yes, into the landing pages, I would add them. I would focus on the positive reviews, the stars, the score.
I guess you opened maybe some representations of your source or web entity on some other third-party websites to represent your reviews on some objective platforms, maybe?
Yes, that would be the next step, since we're doing semantic SEO, which is entity-based. The entity is not only the website. The website is only one part. You also want to have social, YouTube and social, I mean Facebook, Twitter.
Perfect.
Everything has to be connected with images. Everything, put the tags to link back to the website, and because we want to grow everything.
And for the people who try to catch the increased surf that you have just shown, and I'm not sure that many people actually try to find a solution for their small businesses or medium level businesses too. And that's why I'm asking these questions for helping them. So sometimes they organize and optimize everything, but still the website actually doesn't increase rankings. But suddenly, after a core update, it goes higher. For instance, did you know that you should be waiting for a core update to get that increase? Or did you expect it happen to actually earlier than a core update? What was your psychology?
Yes, so I expected from the start, I knew it would take 1 or 2 updates because the website was in a negative state. And when we started publishing, an update just came out. So realistically, it would have taken at least 2. So now the last update happened, and it jumped completely. Now it jumped. After, trust the process that is going to work. Because you won't see too much. You will see some impression increase, but you won't see anything big. It will just be a small increase in impressions until the big push, especially if you're in a negative state. If you're in a positive state, you can see it faster. If you're into an industry that is trending as well, you can see the impression faster. If, for example, your industry is in the summer, and we start publishing the content just before the summer.
Okay. And did you optimize anything for your web server response time? Did you check the log files, scroll hits? Did you have any KPI for these?
So one of the things that could have been improved is the images should have been made with AV format because PNG is very inefficient.
Okay, how about this? PNG can have the EXIF data, but AVIF can't. How do you fix it?
We can put it inside the captions.
Do you think that Google would understand the licensing requirements from the text in the captions? Asking.
If we put them very clearly, like in a more robotic way, they should correlate since it's the caption of the image.
Okay. If I'm forcing you to forgive me, I'm just asking. So, okay. And for the server response time, do you remember what it was like?
So server response time, I remember it was low because not inefficient, since the platform was something custom built.
And when you check your log files, for instance, did you compare the HTML crawl hits to the CSS or JS?
We looked at it, however, for the current time, we determined like we can't invest the resources into that area since we need to get the content faster out.
And about the publication frequency, for instance, right now you are actually increasing the rankings. And do you keep publishing or do you keep optimizing or do you just wait on the improvements?
Right now we are focusing on adding more content since there's still more queries with
Adding more content means adding more pages or adding more sections to the existing pages?
We're adding more pages since there are more pages that have a lot of potential for impressions.
Okay. And why do we chase the impressions?
Because the impressions are the first step. We want to get to the critical mass of impressions, which we just hit a few days ago. And from where we can finally go, okay, we have a lot of impressions and we can start optimizing the already existing content, since now we have a lot of data. And to further optimize the heading structures of the already existing content, the structure, what new sections could be added already to go into more depth.
Did you change anything for the layout or HTML3 parent-child relations in the HTML? Did you implement semantic HTML or any structured data?
So the articles already had the article tags.
So basically you have a major independent annotation for the big main content as a text. Then you also used section tags for different flows of the context.
Yes, some of them we are put, and also at the bottom of the article we implemented. I recommended to add the last relevant articles that we already created as a thumbnail, let's say, view at the bottom after the article.
For earlier indexation, I guess you did.
Yes, we already did the classical internal linking for inside the text. However, to improve indexation rates of all the articles, to move things faster, we put the most relevant articles at the bottom of each article.
This is an interesting subject. Do you think that if you would use just a text link in these sections, would they be indexed maybe relatively later? Or indexing or using the image links actually helps search engine to maybe give more weight on these targeted pages? What do you think about this idea?
So I think it's inside the article we use text, in paragraph text, relevant. For the images which are outside the article, it's more templatic, so Google categorizes them as not part of the main content, which is intentional because they are part of the outer section, part of the lower bottom, and giving them images helps with click-through as well, because when you see an image...
Okay, so basically when the link is more clickable,
yes,
it means the search engine gives more weight, and also it means they will be crawled more, they will get also more page rank and more attention, more prioritization, which means earlier indexation.
Yes, exactly.
I agree. And about the homepage, how did you manage the links on the homepage, since they are the most important ones? Did you use any quality notes, like linking the most quality pages from the homepage so that search engine can actually flow in other areas?
So if it was a new site, I would have done that. However, in this situation, it was already created. We had an internal page that already focused on the specific service, and we prioritized on that service page, even if it was on the homepage, to not disrupt the flow of the historical data, which it had a lot of historical data.
One more question, and if a service page doesn't have impressions that much, doesn't have the clicks that much either, but not because of a quality issue, because it's not popular, what would you do for that page? Would you keep it or would you merge it with another one just because it's not popular?
Merge it because we don't want things that don't have impressions. We want the entities and the information in it.
Okay.
It's usually a very niche sub-service of our main service would happen in this situation. And then we include it into the main service page as, let's say, a type of service. We should have it on, hey, we also do this. These are the things we do, how much it costs, and we'd focus on the attributes.
And when you do this merge, would you choose the merge candidates according to the local proximity or according to the topical closeness between these different nouns in the title tag? What type of method would you follow there?
So I would focus on the entities and the nouns, how close they are.
Semantically,
So the service pages are like maybe a very small town, which doesn't have a lot of impressions. We would merge it again into the main. Let's say we have a small town and the county. We can merge it at the bottom of the county page if it exists, or the main city of that county, which usually has the most impressions.
So let's say I am a small business owner. I click this video, I'm watching it, and I know nothing about semantics. And when you say the semantic closeness, I get nothing. So how would you describe it to someone who just learns these things and who wants to help their family by understanding overall SEO principles? So what is the semantic closeness?
So semantic closeness in simple ways is nothing more than finding the shortest things between two entities, the things that bring
Shortest path, relevance path. So let's say there are two grapes here in this case, and let's say this is horse represents the horse, and let's say this represents the graph. So you can create different relations between them. Both of them are living things, both of them are animals, both of them are land animals, and both of them actually four legs. Whenever you are able to find something common between them, based on these attributes, they come actually closer. If they also co-appear in these documents or some of the documents, it means that also they have a relation in certain ways, and search engines are able to find these patterns to classify the information on the web. So based on this closeness, if you bring the close objects or entities together in the same page or in the same website segment, it basically helps you to rank higher. And I believe in this interview, I just had maybe give some hard questions. Sorry, I didn't warn earlier before starting. But when we do these interviews, it's really important for people who view the interview in a way that actually they can understand, learn, and it's better to keep everything natural. I believe we did our first interview like 15 or 16 months ago or something in Istanbul in a cafe, I remember.
Yeah.
And you were just starting to learn. And today you have your own clients and you get your own case studies. And you also write your own scripts for automation. And I remember you are also a very good coder. I congratulate you actually for this success, Mike. I'm happy for that. I'm sure that we will be doing this type of interviews actually more frequently. And for anyone else who watches there, sometimes the viewer gets angry. Just shut up, he is explaining it. He's one of my core members. That's why I was asking some hard questions. I hope you like it and I hope you enjoy it. So many thanks to Mike actually for creating this content opportunity for all of us.
Thank you very much for Koray, who is my good friend and also mentor, who guided me in this path of semantic SEO, which is the future of getting traffic from organic. And bye-bye.